subscription adjacent here. We're in the age of cloud, and that means much more infrastructure that lives most likely offsite on platforms like Azure, AWS, even like data center partners. So these services, while powerful, kind of bring their own set of ongoing costs tied to usage, storage, and even scale, right? So hosted expenses might seem like small at first, but they kind of add up quickly if you tend to be growing quickly or even storing more and more data than ever. So budgeting for a hosted service also means kind of thinking about disaster recovery, backups, file sharing, even let's say a public facing website. So with that in mind, Alan and John, can you talk about what hosted services businesses should be budgeting for and how usage growth can probably impact them over time?
Yeah, well, there are many cloud services out there that are available and that you are probably using. For example, as James said, cloud backups. You may have a backup system that's going offsite, some kind of disaster recovery system. These are generally going to be monthly recurring expenses on possibly monthly or annual contracts. Same with your hosted email solution, or if you've got a different software as a service vendor for your business, a piece of software that you use. These are likely going to be monthly recurring expenses and at least 1 year contracts. Some of the other kind of cloud costs you may experience would be a file sharing solution.
Yeah, and just to add a short piece to that is just, to be vigilant when you review these solutions. As you mentioned before, if it's in the cloud, there might be other charges to it or, features that come with added costs. So just understanding what you're signing up for, understanding its limitations, understanding any backup that is needed for it is just really important, because the more you get into that solution, the more that your employees are using it, the more you rely on it. And now when something all of a sudden is needed that's not there originally, that's going to add that unexpected expense. So just being familiar with what is being offered with that subscription pricing is definitely recommended.
Yeah, and the amount of data that you keep in a lot of these cloud services is part of the cost. How much data you're storing. So one way to try to keep that down is have a data retention policy where, for example, you keep 7 years of data only and that's it. And then therefore you kind of keep your data storage costs as a constant up in the cloud.
Yeah, in so far it's kind of one of those things as well about it's these kind of background hidden expenses that you might not think about initially, kind of when setting things up, but kind of over time it does tend to balloon. And data retention is one of those things as well that I think almost all companies need to have a discussion on, because we can't keep all data forever. It gets to a point where it can become unruly.